Ty France is off to a pretty darn good start for the Seattle Mariners so far, and we all know that he went to Driveline. But how much better did Driveline make Ty France? And honestly, did they fix Ty France? Because we know that in 2023, Ty France wasn't very good. Well, let's take a look at his numbers and see how much better Ty France has been in 2024 than he was in 2023. And at the end, we're going to pick one very specific stat that goes to show just how much Driveline did to help Ty France. Looking at 2023, Ty France hit 250, 337, 366 with a 99 OPS plus. He only hit 12 home runs with 58 RBIs. And in 2024, his numbers really don't look that good. In fact, you could argue that they do look worse. However, I'm going to tell you in a little bit here why that's not the case. In 2024, he's hitting 283, 304, 340 with a 92 OPS plus, so 7% worse than he was in 2023, with 0 home runs, 4 RBIs, 14 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Of course, this is only in 56 plate appearances compared to the 665 that he had in 2023. So you look at his slash line in 2024, and other than the batting average, his OBP and his slugging are much lower than they were in 2023, as you could tell by his OPS. His OPS plus is also at 92 compared to its 99 in 2023. Part of that could be just because obviously in 2023, Ty France got hit in 34 at-bats. He had those 43 walks, so it's not like he was walking a ton, but yeah, those 34 at-bats, yeah, he got hit a lot. Fangraphs is no better. They have him at a 90 WRC plus with a WAR of -0.1 compared to the -0.2 that was coming out on Baseball Reference. So we're looking at this and you're like, Colton, how in the world is Ty France better than he was in 2023? First of all, I mean, I think that just visually we've seen that he looks better on the field, and maybe that's just me, maybe I'm biased, but I think that he has just looked better out there for the Mariners. But also, even before this homestand, Ty France was playing a lot better, and then we're going to look at his percentile rankings because that's where the moneymaker is. So in the final game of the road trip versus the Toronto Blue Jays, Ty France is hitting 316, 350, 368 with a 718 OPS. I mean, it's nothing special here, but as you can see, he got moved up into the 3rd spot against the Cubs for a little while because A, they were facing quite a few lefties, and B, he was just hot. He was hitting the ball well. And it kind of dropped his numbers down a little bit here. It's also just the beginning of the season, so anything that happens is going to change numbers by a lot. His high water mark here was 379, 419, 414 for Ty France in the Monday game versus the Blue Jays. It just kind of goes to show after that 3-hit game how much just a couple of hits can really change the numbers for these guys. Here's where it matters though. These are Ty France's 2023 MLB percentile rankings. As you can see, his highest was like 77th percentile in K rate. But he wasn't hitting the ball hard, he wasn't catching the barrel, and his average exit velocity was one of the worst in baseball. You look at that now in 2024, let's just take a look at how that's changed. Look at all that red for Ty France. Yes, he is striking out more, he is walking even less than he was before, but his hard hit percentage in the 96th percentile. Average exit velocity in the 91st percentile at 93 miles an hour. What was it in 2023? It was an average of 87.5 miles an hour. He is hitting the ball 6 miles an hour harder this year than he was last year. His barrel percentage is in the 69th, nice percentile here, but this is where the moneymaker is for Ty France. This is what Driveline did to Ty France. They sped up his bat, and they made it so he is using all fields and hitting the ball hard when it counts. It may not necessarily be showing up in the box score yet, especially when it comes to his power numbers, but Ty France is a much better hitter now than he was in 2023, just based off, again, this very limited sample size, only 53 ABs. This is a huge difference for Ty France. Even in his all-star year, the only thing that he was actually good at was not striking out. He was in the 86th percentile in K rate and the 82nd percentile in whiff percentage. Otherwise, some of the worst in the league again, still hitting the ball at 87.6 miles an hour. Barrel percentage just 5.4% in the 27th percentile. Hard hit percentage at 36.8% in the 30th percentile. Looking at JP Crawford's numbers in 2022 compared to 2023. In 2022, he was in the 3rd percentile in average exit velocity. These were just terrible, man. His hard hit percentage was 29.7%, 2% for barrel percentage, and an 85.1 mile per hour average exit velocity in the 3rd percentile. Whereas in 2023, it's not a huge change. It's not massive, but he definitely made strides in these areas. His average exit velocity went up to 88.3, putting him in the 29th percentile. His hard hit percentage was in the 21st percentile at 36.2%, and his barrel percentage went up a couple percentage points at 4.8% for a 16th percentile barrel percentage. And what did that do for JP Crawford? It turned him into a 134 WRC plus player, hitting 266, 380, 438. for JP Crawford into a 4.7 WAR player. Now, I'm not saying that just because Ty France went to Driveline, he's all of a sudden going to turn into this MVP caliber player, but the underlying numbers are good for Ty France. And as soon as he starts to hit the ball in the air and we start to see the results for Ty France, we're going to have Driveline to thank for that. They've done it with JP, and honestly, I think they've done it again with Ty France just based on these numbers because they are the best of his career. Those numbers, full stop, are the best of his career that he has seen. I mean, it's very hard to look at Ty France right now and say that he is worse than he was in 2023, even though maybe the numbers kind of suggest that in terms of his slash line. Right now, at the end of the season, I bet you we look up at the back of his baseball card and we say, damn, Driveline really did something for Ty France. Now, one guy that's really been struggling has been Julio Rodriguez. What the hell is wrong with Julio Rodriguez? Well, Joe and I broke that down in this video on the screen now. Go ahead and check that one out next. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.